Grand evening. So we will start out this Sunday, January 11th, speaking on God mode. So Sacred Sunday at the Ark of the Covenant, it is second Sunday, which I like to call Sacred Sunday. But every Sunday is sacred. Get in the mindset of what sacred is. Something holy, something that's like secretive, but something that is divine, something that is pure, something that is righteous, something that is, like I said, holy, a whole. And Sacred Sunday puts you in the mindset of, or Sunday period of sun, the day of the sun, the rising of the sun. That's why a lot of our churches and temples and all of this stuff happens on a Sunday, right? Except for probably a 7-day Adventist, which is Saturday. But I say all that to say, Sunday should be sacred, right? It's sacred. It's when we talk about God, when we talk about divinity, when we talk about these holy messages, right? That usually come through a guru, a master teacher, a preacher, a bishop, reverend, whatever you may have it. But this Sacred Sunday, we're going to speak on the opposite, which is backwards. And I'm always believe or think that the world is backwards. So this Sacred Sunday, we're going to talk God mode. God mode is realizing and recognizing the God within. Recognizing God is our mind. God is our energy. God is who we are. God is, I won't say what we do, but it's our makeup. It's what we are. We are a piece. We are a seed of God herself. And so Sacred Sunday, we're speaking on God mode. Truly what the definition of sacred is. Truly what the definition of God mode is, and the meaning and the purpose of it, and why I am documenting Sacred Sundays edition, God mode edition. And so, going back to everything is backwards. We usually go to a building on Sundays to worship, praise, to get the messages, like I said, from middlemen. No matter what you give this middleman a title or what type of God or religion that you put in this person's hand or speaks of, this God or whatever it may be, the message that it is. It's a middleman. So God mode is going within. It's not worshiping or praising a God outside of you. God mode is believing. Not only believing, it's beyond believing, but it's a knowing of who you are. That's why the ancients would say, know thyself is such a popular thing, but knowing thyself is self-mastery. So this journey is all about self-mastery. We're not focusing on mastering our thoughts, mastering what we do, mastering what we are, our purpose, and how we not necessarily respond or respond, but how we grow upon learning lessons, how we move in life, how we process and make sound-minded decisions by not only believing but knowing in ourselves, trusting deeply in thyself, and knowing what you came in to do is knowing thyself. So God mode is like really locking in and minimizing all of the distractions, minimizing addictions, minimizing negativity, minimizing patterns and unhealthy thoughts, habits, and actions. God mode is purifying one's soul, purifying one's mind, purifying the heart, renewing of the mind, renewing of the heart. It's transforming into what truly is, into what is authentic, transforming into being free. Not having anything that holds you from that or keeps you from that or is attached to that, you know. God mode is focusing on yourself, putting yourself first, putting your mission first, putting your vision first, putting your dreams first. God mode. It's all about the God within. What is that you want to master? What is that craft? What is your magic? What is your magic? What makes you flow? What makes you go God mode? So I will finish and I will wrap this up by saying, go God mode if you want change, if you want a deep change and you're willing to do the work and commit and devote time, energy, and attention into yourself. If you're tired of doing all this activities or going to these things outside of you, whether it's a different book, a different course, a different teacher, a different, I don't know, church, class, relationship, different addiction. You're tired of going through that, to that. For me, what works for me is going God mode, going within. And sometimes that can be some things that you don't want to deal with, you know. Going God mode is realizing that you have the God in you, but you have the devil as well. And dealing with that one, that dark side that you don't want to deal with. Sometimes you don't, you kind of hate that side of you in a sense. You don't want to admit that side. It's like the ego. It's like that delusional part of you. But then again, you have to use delusional very careful because that what makes you a badass and that's what makes you successful at the same time. But it's beyond believing in thyself. It's knowing, not second guessing yourself, not second guessing your moves or something you need to do, action. And it's just knowing that you are God. Ye are gods. Just knowing that we are gods. We don't have to go to a God. We don't have to go to a preacher or priest, tarot, a tarot reading, which I am so grateful for in the times that I needed that. But now that I know that I'm the authority and I've taken control over my life. It's like you have to realize who you are. And if you don't realize you are God, then you would think God is outside of you, and you will go and latch on to all these things outside of you and spend time, waste money, waste time, waste energy, when it always points back to you. I mean, for me it do. So, God mode is learning the basics, the fundamentals of life itself. Fundamentals of life. What is divinity? What is God? How do you know you are God's? How do we know? Let's go back to the ancient times and the stories of creation. And there's so many stories. But if we go to biblical times, somewhere in that book, it says, ye are gods. somewhere in the book, it explains, whether it's the Gnostics, whether it's the Kabbalah, or it's the Holy Bible. It speaks on the creation of life being feminine essence, being a mother that breaks her body into particles or seeds that spread amongst the earth. And there, man and woman was created. Something like that. We made a long story short and sweet. So, Mother Earth, Mother Nature, that we call Mother, she contains and holds all seeds, the star seeds, the seeds of life. And somewhere in the Bible it does say that we are children of God. So if we are children of God, what is in the essence? What is my DNA, my blood, my essence? What is at my core of my spirit, my soul? It is divinity. It is God. It's that peace of God. I'm just a piece of God. I am the thought of God. I'm on God's mind right now. Talking about God. Talking about me. Talking about you. GodMode is leveling up, going within, getting rid of all the outside noise and outside distraction. So, go GodMode, level up. Forget what everybody talking about. Forget what everybody thinks of you, and be free. Set yourself free. As the ancient says, free your mind, and your tail shall follow. So, let's begin to free ourselves by going within, giving worship and praise and praying to ourselves, because there's no thing or no one outside ourselves but the God within ourselves. Do you believe that? Because all my life I've been taught, told, and heard stories of the opposite. But now I know how this world operates and how the ancient societies operate. And I realized shit backwards. Okay, so let's get back to the ancient times. Let's get back to going within. Let's get back to calling ourselves gods, believing in the one in thyself. Self-mastery, master your energy.